You know this takes place in olden times because the woman's name is Ethel. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Ethel and Ernest. For those of you who are tuning in unawares, this is a part of our end of the month movie week for the month of August 2025. And our theme for the end of the month movie week for this month is comic book movies, but not necessarily superhero movies. And Ethel and Ernest is based off of a graphic novel. So, this is our third movie this week, and I don't know what to expect from this. I know this is an animated movie, and that's pretty much it. The title is just names, not really much to go off of, and they're very old-fashioned names. They're names that you really don't hear anymore these days. Ethel is, I feel like, even older than Ernest. Like, I feel like we've heard, like, Ernests or Ernies a lot more, in a lot more modern times than we've heard Ethels. But I might be wrong. I don't know exactly, like, the time frame in which these names became, like, less popular. But I assume, nonetheless, that this movie takes place at some point in a notable past. I don't know what to expect from it. The title just being the names are they siblings? Are they lovers? I don't know. It could be two people whose lives are kind of intertwined, like Mary and Max. It could be something completely different. There's a lot of possibilities, and I have no context. I don't know what this is at all. It's just another one of those movies, or I guess even in terms of the comic, that I've just never really heard of. But this was donated for by Venom, so thank you, Venom. But yeah, I don't know what to expect from this one. We've been going through a lot of different, like, styles of comic book movies this week, from, like, the thriller of History of Violence to more of, like, the super cop action movie of Dread. And now we're doing this, and again, like, this is the first animated one, but I don't know what to expect because I have just no knowledge of it in any way. So, I feel like the only thing we can really do here, excuse me, is get this going. Like, get this started, hope for the best, just kind of, like, go for it. So, let's see what Ethel and Ernest has in store for us. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. This was fucking beautiful. This was a absolutely stunningly beautiful film. From the really unique visuals that combine, like, the storybook drawing kind of look with the more modern animation quality, it really made it feel very unique, very interesting, and really helped sell the fact that this is a completely true story. The music was very lovely, fitting every scene perfectly. With apparently that song at the end by Paul McCartney is a completely original song made for this film, and it's like they got Paul McCartney to write an original song just for this movie, for this adaptation of the graphic novel. And it's like that's pretty amazing. But the like story and everything, like the real like events that they went through, getting to see like a like real perspective of like what these real life people had been going through in relation to like their family growing, the war and politics, just everything that they would have been thinking, everything that they would have been doing. And like it's crazy to think about, because like I was born in 1992. Like they died in 1971. That was like 20 years before I was born. And the stuff that they went through, the events that they like had to live through, like World War II and everything, it's like I was not there for. I I did not experience those feelings, those thoughts, those emotions at that time. Everything I know about like World War II and other events like this are from, history class, reading, studying on my own time and everything. And it's like that's all I ever can know from a personal level. People who didn't grow up in a time can never truly understand what it was like living in that time. Even like hearing it from other perspectives. But this is a perspective of someone who was a kid, who grew up as a child during that war. Telling the story of his parents who grew up during who were, living through this time, dealing with all of these struggles, all of these fears, all of these pains. But also all of the highlights too, all of the great moments, all the joys and exuberances of life. You see the highs and the lows. A very like realistic depiction of a family dealing with all of this. And it's so gripping because it makes you feel like you're there with them. Especially because this is a true story. Like this is probably one of the more this is probably one of those movies, that they say are inspired by a true story. This is probably one of the most accurate to the true story out there because it's based on a graphic novel literally written about their lives by their son, who was there for a lot of it and, heard from his parents about things that happened and all. And so it's like, there's some things maybe he guessed on based on their personalities, I'm sure. Because he obviously, there were points that he wasn't there for, but in the end, it's still probably one of the most accurate, like, true story movies out there. This is like, it's like, it's shocking just how, like, beautiful and emotional and poignant this film is. It's like even though the like struggles of the specific era and the specific events are like, part of that time, we can still understand the idea of it and still understand the general idea of like, dealing with heavy shit and having to, try to figure out life and family. And it's just one of those things where you can find ways to connect it to modern life and modern things that people are going through, maybe yourself included. And it wasn't like played up in any way. And I think that's important. Everything felt very like real. Like even their passing in the end. Ethel suffering from dementia and the way it like was, very clearly hurting Ernest to see her like that. And then his lonely, sad passing, like from a heart attack or whatever it was supposed to be. I was thinking like appendicitis at first because he like where he was grabbing was not his heart. And the sudden violent like pain he just suddenly like came into, like, did his appendix burst? Is that what happened? But it's like I'm not 100% sure. It didn't say and it didn't specify in the Wikipedia, so I couldn't even see there. But either way, it's like his lonely passing after her own death, like same year and everything. It just was it was quiet, for lack of a better word. It was very toned down, and it wasn't made like this huge like dramatic deal out of like a lot of movies would do. It was respectfully quiet and simple and real. And the entire movie felt like that. Like even with like the war and everything, it didn't feel like it was like glamorizing it, or well, not necessarily glamorizing, but exaggerating it for excitement or whatnot. It wasn't trying to make it like more movie like, basically. It kept it as like dark and serious and intense. Like the moment where he's like he's at home after cleaning up from the Blitz as a firefighter and everything, and Ethel comes in and like he just has that breakdown. It's like that is so real. And again, it's not played up. It's not like treated as like this grand thing or this like big dramatic moment. It's just a man breaking down from the horrors of the war and cleaning up like, like literally corpses of children. And this is a father who's doing this too. Like he has his own kid, and he's thinking about that. Even though it doesn't say that, he is. That scene was so intensely powerful and emotional because it didn't like exaggerate it in any way. Sensationalized was the word I was trying to think of. Wow, that like just suddenly came on to me. Since it didn't sensationalize it in any way. It just kept it like raw and real. And then just even like little things, like their reactions to like little event, or not even necessarily little events, but just events happening. Like the legalization of gay marriage and stuff, of homosexuality and all. And they're like, wait, what even is that? And he's like, I don't know. I guess it's when a guy is with a guy, but neither of them go for a woman, and they just stay with each other. And they're like, huh, I'm gonna go make some tea. They don't judge it. There's no like judgment or bigotry or anything there. They just genuinely don't understand. They genuinely just do not get it. And again, not out of any bigotry or hate or anything. It's just genuine confusion, and it's kind of adorable. Or like when they're like reacting to the moon landing, and you can already see that Ethel at that point is like really sick. She's not doing super well. Ernest is like excited and like wowed by it, but she's like, you could tell, barely hanging on already at that time. and just very quiet about it. Though, to be fair, she never, throughout the entire thing, had like huge reactions to a lot of this stuff. She acknowledged it, but her reactions were always a lot more subdued compared to Ernest's. He was always the more excitable one, clearly. Um, but like this story, more than anything, is just about their undying love for each other. Like they fought and argued a couple times, but any couple does. That doesn't stop them from having loved each other to the end. It's like they adored each other. And that's why Ethel would like pick on him sometimes. But it's also why he broke down at seeing her in the hospital bed with dementia. He had to walk away, he had to walk out of the room and everything because he wasn't able to properly handle it. It's it's wild. And there's a lot that goes into something like this. And I mean, I've never read the graphic novel this is based off. I've never heard of it, but before, this movie. But it's like this just was dripping with love and passion. You could tell when he made this, when Raymond wrote this, he put every ounce of his love into it. And he made sure he made sure to get his parents' story out there. And this movie, I believe it said when I was looking it up briefly here. Let me see. I should have it still up here. Uh, I believe it said this is award winning, which rightly so. Um, Crap. Received numerous awards and nominations, including Best Feature Film and Audience Award at the 2017 Cinema Festival, a Best Feature Film Award at the 2017 Meknes International Animated Film Festival, and 4 nominations at the 2018 British Animation Awards for Best Long Form Animation, Best Voice, Best Craft, and Best Sound. It was also a nominee for the European Animation Award in 2017 and received the Best Illustrated Book of the Year award at the 1999 British Book Awards for the original graphic novel by Raymond Briggs. So yeah, it was nominated for a bunch of awards here. I'm not seeing here if it won any of them. But yeah, it honestly deserved even more than that. It was powerful. And it's like this is a movie that I really hope can find some reviews and reactions to on YouTube, because I definitely want to like hear other people's thoughts on it. I want to like really dive into like what other people see in this film as well, because I feel like other perspectives could really like even hammer it in further how good this is. But that's gonna be hard to beat. We have 2 more movies for this movie week, and it's gonna be hard to top this. Like, geez. But tell me in the comments below, what did you think of Ethel and Ernest? And like, yeah, thank you, Venom, for donating for this, because I, again, would have never heard of this if you hadn't donated for it. So, in the meantime, thank you all so much, as always, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Sorry for the weird break in between because of, the postman coming and me having to sign for a package. It's not even mine. Um, Not really anything I could help there, but. Um, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much once again. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.